Good morning. Well, today was a bust as far as hunting went. I wasn't here last weekend. We were out of town visiting Texas Tech University. My son wants to go there, so we were there for homecoming and toured the campus, and it was a really fun weekend. Unfortunately, my trail camera showed both the buck and the doe came by during daylight hours. I could have harvested them. And because I wasn't here to refill the deer feeder, I noticed that there was no activity on my trail camera for the last 3 or 4 days. And it's because we're out of corn. So I got here early this morning. I didn't fill the feeder. So unfortunately, I think the deer are no longer acclimated to come by my feeder. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it. Hopefully tomorrow morning. I only have tomorrow morning to try to hunt again. The rest of today, go ahead and move the animals and just kind of evaluate. I haven't been out here for 2 weeks, so evaluate how the hay fields look and how things are growing. Whoa, got hooked up. Whoa, stupid briars. Goodness gracious. They get hooked on everything. But so that's what we got on the agenda this weekend. But we'll see what happens. Oh gosh, that wasn't the easy way to get out of my forest, but that's how we did it. I think that there's still some time for the hay fields to recover. I just came from the woods over there. This is a paddock that we grazed, gosh, I don't remember how long ago, maybe a month ago. So I might put them on there. Still pretty green and it's still growing, so I'm not exactly sure. It was dark when I came in this morning, so I'm not sure what their paddock looks right now, but they've been on it for 2 weeks, and I think that they're probably depleted it pretty well. So let's go check on the cows. Good morning, girls. Oh my goodness, we are overflowing. How did this happen? Turned into a swamp here. I need to... Oh my gosh. It never stopped. I don't think my float valve's working properly. It didn't seem to ever stop. Need to bring that bulb down just a little bit. We've been turning this into a swamp right here. I didn't even notice that. They did a pretty good job of eating it down. There's still a little bit left there, but I don't want to overgraze it, so we'll move them. I think I'm going to move them to that far field that I just showed you a minute ago. It's breakfast time, so I went and collected the eggs for the week, and either a robin got into our chicken coop, or that's the smallest egg I think we've ever gotten from our chickens. Somebody's a little bit of an underachiever.
There, smiley face breakfast.
So I got a few things on the agenda today. One, I want to cut the grass over here by the side of the barn. I've really neglected it. It's getting pretty tall. I've got a lot of this, it's either buffalo or orchard grass. I'm not quite sure what it is. It might be Bahia grass as well. It's starting to invade my sod that I put down. So the sod that I put down doesn't go to seed. It's a hybrid type of Bermuda, and it will get overrun by these orchards and field grasses because they come to seed. You can see they've already come to seed. So what I'm going to do is mow this and bag the seed. You can see that it's really gotten overgrown. So we're going to trim some of this down. It's really wet because I overwatered it over the last couple weeks. So I probably should have adjusted my water schedule, but it is what it is. All right, so I got the corner post set up. So I think I was here on this paddock 6 or 8 weeks ago, and I'm gonna put him here even though it's not the area of my property that's had the most rest, but it definitely has the greenest and tallest grass. So because this area is performing so well, I'm gonna put him here for about a week, see how they do. We're not quite to the point we're gonna start rolling out hay. I do want to create a winter pasture for them, and it's going to be an area where the ground is really bad and depleted, but they seem to be doing well on it. And if you notice that Loretta here, she's starting to get her winter coat. She definitely wasn't that hairy last week or 2 weeks ago. I haven't been up here for 2 weeks. And then Dolly, she's really slick haired. She hasn't put on any winter coat. If I'm not mistaken, I think Dolly here is half Hereford and half South Pole, and Loretta, I believe, is 75% South Pole. I can't remember what the other 25% is, but Dolly looks more like a South Pole than Loretta here, because South Pole are supposed to be really slick hide. They usually don't get a heavy coat in the wintertime. All right, you guys have had enough of me. Here's your buddy. Look at the difference between pastures when you manage it and when you don't manage it. And I know for a fact that my neighbor does absolutely nothing for his pastures, and sometimes I think these poor cows starve to death. Hey there. They always like to come say hi to me. I don't think they get a lot of interaction from my neighbor. Got the perimeter up, and that was the first time ever that as I was putting out a hot wire that the cows followed me and they just decided it was a good place to stay. So got about an acre here. Hopefully it'll last a week. Okay, it's time to turn my swamp here into even a bigger swamp. All right, it's about 250, I think might be even 300 feet of hose. So I want to accomplish a few things today with the pastures. I want to fertilize with some organic fertilizer. I like to do it twice a year, once in the spring and then once in the fall, and I'll show you that. I like to make sure my pump is working before I fill the tank up with fertilizer, because sometimes the pump will actually seize up because it's made of iron and it gets rust in there sometimes. And I've had it before where I had to stop what I was doing and go get a new pump. So just wanted to make sure my pump was working good. Looks like it is, so we're gonna go ahead and fill it up. This is the organic fertilizer that I use. It's called Metabolize Pro. So what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to introduce microorganisms into the soil. It's not nitrogen, it's not necessarily a fertilizer, but it helps to strengthen the soil naturally and allow those microbes to work into the soil and allow for better nitrogen uptake from the legumes and whatever that you're gonna plant to fix nitrogen into the soil. So I've used it for the last year, and it seems like it's working really good, especially when I compare it to my neighbors' pastures that I don't think they put anything down. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I have enough for 5 acres, so I'm just gonna do the 5 acres down by the pond. My upper pastures I'll do in the spring. So I got the sprayer back in the garage. One thing that's important to do if you have a sprayer is to put some, run some marine antifreeze through it, especially make sure that there's some antifreeze inside the pump. I've had them seize up on me because they get corroded over the winter time. So I was planning on planting my winter cover crop today, but it's 94 degrees and I'm tired. And even though we've got rain coming next week and it might be a little soppy to try to do it next week, I'm just beat. So sometimes you have to know what your limits are and stop before you literally work yourself to death. So that's all I've got for you this video. Next video, hopefully we'll be planting the winter cover crop, and I'll go over that and what species I'm planting and how I'm gonna do it. But hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.